It's time once again to turn back the clock and take a look at Swindon from a time gone by. More Swindon through the years, comparing the images from the past with those of a modern Swindon. And this time we're turning back the clock to the 1990s. It was boom time for Swindon, expansion, conversion and improvements, all captured by the Swindon cable cameras for the weekly news programme This is Swindon. We now look back at some of those images, capturing a town in transition, frozen in time, in more Swindon through the years. Delving into the Swindon Cable Archive, we're turning back the clock to 1994. Another look at Swindon through the years. We are back in 1994 and these views show Swindon's market at Dawson. Swindon's outdoor markets have had a checkered history, having moved from location to location. For many years, the Sunday market was at Blunston, on part of the car park used by the Abbey Stadium. Since then, it's been held in various car parks, including Fleet Street, the area that was later developed with a collection of pubs and bars. The market's also been held in disused warehouses at Greenbridge, before the retail park was developed. Our 1994 views show the market in unused buildings at Dawson in Faraday Road, vacated after the original owners had moved out. The disused buildings provided an undercover venue for the markets that were held on Wednesdays, Saturdays and Sundays. Dawson's Faraday Road was named after its connection to Michael Faraday and the Southern Electric main offices that were once based here on the estate. It's easy to forget just how often the market has moved around from venue to venue. Let's take a look at our more modern view. This is the same junction 26 years later. The area has been totally redeveloped, once again showing commercial premises changing owners and use as the years roll by. Where once cars were parked, offices now stand. Of course, the market no longer takes place at Dawson, and the stream of cars carrying bargain hunters has disappeared from the scene. The modern view shows a well-established tree-lined estate. No sign of bargains for shoppers here in the more modern Swindon. It's a far cry from the cheap offices and warehouses that once stood at this location, but it does show just how they were developed over the years. The market was always a popular venue wherever it was held in the town. A range of stalls providing almost everything you can think of at a bargain price. Remember 26 years ago, no online shopping, no goods being delivered direct to your door. If you wanted to shop, you had to go and get it. Today, the weekends remain quiet and peaceful. No car queues of market bargain hunters. Here's a modern view of one of Swindon's popular commercial hotels. It's the Blunston House Hotel, located at the top of Blunston Hill on the outskirts of Swindon. Our views show the outside of the family-run hotel, set up after local farmers Peter and Zan Clifford took in bed and breakfast customers that were attending the Bath & West Agricultural Show in Swindon back in 1957. So let's compare the modern images with those from 1994. The 10-bedroom farmhouse became a licensed country club in 1960 and then a fully licensed hotel in 1962. It's grown hugely since then and it became the first 4-star hotel in Wiltshire. Our then and now views show little has changed across the years. In fact, the most noticeable difference, the building's signage. It was always a treat to visit the hotel and perhaps dine in one of the restaurants, the highly recommended steakhouse or the ever-popular carvery. The then and now views show that the building's signs show the biggest differences across the quarter of a century. Once again, a view that shows that road signs have been changed and updated. The area around the hotel is now much quieter as a result of the bypass taking traffic away from Blunston. The hotel is still owned and cared for by the Clifford family, now into a 3rd generation. Well, let's stay in Blunston, and here's our more modern view looking down Blunston Hill towards Cirencester. It's certainly all changed around here over the last 26 years. Our 1994 view of the busy A419 dual carriageway at the top of Blunston Hill has been transformed by the £65 million long-anticipated bypass. The road is of course a vital link between the M4 and M5 motorways. Blunston, back in 1994, was a bottleneck, attracting up to 50,000 vehicles a day using this busy route. Traffic lights controlling vehicles coming from the Abbey Stadium and Lady Lane. In fact, do you remember at busy periods, cars were bumper to bumper? Watch the filling station. It's our reference point for the then and now views. When the bypass was built, there was no longer a need for the garage, and so now, rather than serving fuel, it sells cars. Another view of the same location from a lay-by, and there's certainly a noticeable difference in the traffic flow. Villages around Blunston had campaigned for a bypass since the 1960s, and although it was planned in the 1990s when our pictures were taken, construction didn't actually get underway until 2006. The images clearly show how the traffic has been diverted away from the front of people's gardens. This was the main entrance to Lady Lane and on to the Abbey Stadium, often used as an alternative route in and out of town. The road has been truncated to a dead end, dissected by the bypass. Watch the house in this view as we reflect on the changes across a quarter of a century. Where once it was a busy dual carriageway, it's now a pavement and cycle route. Quite a transformation for this busy highway. The pictures show just how important the bypass was in diverting the constant flow of traffic away from Blunston. Part of the old road removed to allow new grass areas and trees to be planted. The houses in the background provide our reference point in this view. This is the view today from that very same location. Certainly quite a difference. Here you can clearly see how one side of the old dual carriageway has been taken away. You can clearly see the old road, the old Blunston Hill, and in years gone by for motorists, by the time you reached this point, you knew you were on your journey north. As part of the work to build a bypass, the Little Chef restaurant and the BP petrol station at Turnpike Roundabout had to be demolished. The bypass was finally completed in 2008 and the old route through Blunston reduced to a single carriageway. Over 80,000 trees and shrubs planted along the route. Today, the A419 road is as busy as ever, but thankfully for the residents, it's peace and quiet on the old Blunston Hill. This is certainly one change we're all grateful for. We'll have more Swindon Through the Years coming soon, but in the meantime, please do remember, like, comment and share. We'd like to hear your memories of a changing town. And look out, more Swindon Through the Years coming soon.